Let me start off by saying that it should not have taken me over half a year to do this review. I've been mostly out of it for a while as I haven't been feeling up to making any videos for a while, and it wasn't until I forced myself to do that Legend of Notch review that I started really getting back into it. With that said, I'm getting back onto the series, so let's start off with the next episode, The Ringleader. It starts off with Ben and Gwen playing a sumo game, and despite what looks like a draw, Ben still comes out on top. Also, Gurmpelmerk says this to say,
"You know, Gwen, losing is a lot like going to the grocery store. Nobody wants to do it, but you have to because it's good for you."
What the fuck? After that, Merckx tells Ben that he's not really a winner because it's virtual and he has to win in a real wrestling match to be called a real winner, and then he just goes straight to bed. You don't just tell your grandson that and expect him to take it well. So after that, Ben turns into Accelerate in a wasted transformation sequence, gathers supplies for a costume, and turns into Forearms, calling himself the Crushster. Gwen then tries to convince Ben out of this since this is cheating, only to completely drop it when a massive cash prize is behind this competition. There, we see a glaring hypocrisy in this episode that I'll explain later. Ben arrives, we meet our antagonist for the evening, Iron Kyle. So, after watching the both of them fight off opponents that are either gimmicky or are adding to the glaring hypocrisy, we soon get to the match between Iron Kyle and Ben, to which Ben accidentally reveals that he has 4 arms, to which everybody suddenly boos him for it. Okay, so let me get this straight. You can come in here with a cinder block, a snake, nunchucks, claws, a sword, and a spiked piece of metal on your hands, and have it be acceptable, but if you so much as come in with an extra pair of arms, then your ass is on the chopping block. After distracting Iron Kyle, Ben then pins him down, and with the referee being as unprofessional as possible, he stalled for Ben to turn back to normal. Man, talk about bad timing. So, after chasing him down and destroying the bleachers, something that should be against sportsmanship, but because we're at the match of hippos and idiots, they allow this to keep going. Soon, Ben finds out that the suit shortens out, and Ben turns into Water Hazard, and yes, I know it's overflow now, but please see my rant in the first episode, and sprays him down with water, revealing that Iron Kyle is a kid in a suit. Gasp! What a surprise! I never saw that coming. Anyways, they're both disqualified. Kyle for using an iron suit, and Ben for, and I quote, using alien technology. Okay, so they know about the alien technology, and they know the Omnitrix is one of said technologies. Does this mean the aliens are a common occurrence now? I'm sorry, but you can't have oversights like this and not expect me to question them. Anyways, the episode ends with Ben and Kyle playing that sumo video game from earlier, and Ben announced that he's happy not being a real champion, making this episode almost pointless. Look, I'm just gonna be blunt here and say that so far this is the worst episode of the show. Everyone is either hypocritical, a complete idiot, or both. The funniest thing in this episode by far is the Gurmpelmerk quote, and that's only because of how idiotic and out of left field it was. Not only that, but the plot of this episode is the plot of an episode from the original series, Ready to Rumble, but done much worse. In that episode, Ben also uses forearms to wrestle, except in that he entered to earn money to pay for Gwen to get her new computer for her, as he believed he broke her current one, and that the ending was actually wrapped up with the plot with something heartwarming, as opposed to this, which just ends. Sure, it can be argued that the other one was just filler, but it was still alright. This, however, was way too idiotic without reason to be unironically enjoyable. Well, with that out of the way, I can move right along and try to get to the next episode. For now, bye-bye.